Hey, Xiomy here. So today I wanted to film Top 5 Wednesday, and Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over on Ginger Eats Lainey, but now it's being hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. And I'm going to have everything linked down below just in case you're interested in checking it out. And today's topic for discussion is fandoms you are no longer in. And the more I thought about this discussion, the more I liked picking out different things from it, because there are so many fandoms while I was growing up that I was heavily invested in. I mean, I can say that these have died down for me like a lot. I'm not as invested in them as I was before, but I was like, I can choose from so many different fandoms. I just don't have to choose from fandoms of books or anything per se, because you know, I am an 80s baby, heavily influenced on the 90s because the 90s were the best. And I'm going to choose different categories because I did arrange it into categories, and I'm going to choose between video games, some TV shows that I used to love, boy bands that I was a part of, because yes, you know, I was heavily invested in boy bands. So without further ado, let's get into this discussion. Like I mentioned, I am going to divide it into categories, but I'm going to mention 2 or different fandoms per each one because I was invested in a lot of fandoms back then. Video games is the first one that I'm going to mention. I really loved playing video games so much more back then than I do now. I'm not as heavily invested in playing video games nowadays, but the ones that I would play like religiously is Sonic the Hedgehog. I loved playing that game. I would pass it like so many times. I would even watch the TV show. That was a good one. Mario Brothers is one that I'm very invested in. I used to love playing with Yoshi. I used to love playing, there was a game that right now it doesn't come to mind, that you can choose different Mario Brothers, or you know, different characters in the Mario Brothers franchise, and I would love to always choose Luigi. That's why this game that I used to play like back then really like so much, it's Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and I would always like love playing, especially there's a part that you can play with Luigi only, but I was always switch between both of them because I really did love this game. I mean, I was very invested in Mario Brothers. That's one of the franchises that I really did love. I also loved watching the TV shows because they were so good. Another game that I really was heavily invested in was the Legend of Zelda game. I used to love Link. I mean, doesn't speak at all that much, you know, but I would play so many games of the Legend of Zelda, and I loved them like so much that, you know, I could just play them non-stop. Nowadays I really don't do that. The next one that I want to mention is TV shows. Oh my god, I was heavily invested in Beavis and Butthead. I loved so much this damn TV show. It was, well, we used to think that it was so good. When I say we, as my brother, we used to even, you know, role play Beavis and Butthead. It was just something that was so entertaining to watch, and we just loved it, how stupid and idiotic they were, but it was just something that was so thrilling. And the movie, when that movie came out, I was like, oh my god, it was just something, you know, to pass the time, as I can say. Another TV show that I was very invested in, and I'm so sad that I didn't watch the movie that recently just came out, and that is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original one, the first one that ever came out. When I was in the States, I would like sit down in front of the TV when I would come out of school, and I would just be dedicated to watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Jason was my first love interest. I mean, that was my first boyfriend from a TV show that I really loved, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute and I love him so much. And I really did enjoy that show. It was just so good. I mean, it's cheesy if you watch it nowadays, like, come on, let's be real, but I didn't give a crap. I mean, that was something that I was really a part of, and something that I'm always going to take with me to my heart, because it was just such a good TV show at the time that I really did love it. I'm going to mention a specific franchise because there are so many things that I can take out of this one, and I didn't want to include it in the other two, and that is Mortal Kombat. I was incredibly dedicated. Like, you have no idea how badly I was dedicated to the Mortal Kombat franchise. I mean, whether it be the animated TV series, whether it be the video game, or whether it be the movie, the first movie, because the other ones don't count for me. But like the video game, I would play it non-stop. I mean, I would pass it with every different character, not category, with every different character, and I loved passing it with Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was my favorite one. I would pass it like 3 or 4 times with him, and I just loved that game. Like, you know, when every single time I say flawless, I would love to beat it like without getting any hits, because, you know, flawless. And it was just something that I really did enjoy playing. And also the TV series, I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I would watch it and I would be like, oh my god, this is so good. Sub-Zero and Scorpion, those are my 2 favorite. I don't know what that says about me, but when the movie came out, I was like fangirling like you have no idea, because this is one of my favorite fandoms turned into a movie. So I really did enjoy that part. The next one that I'm gonna mention is boy bands. I was very much invested in boy bands. I would listen to every single one of them, like 91 Degrees and Sync. I would listen to every single one of them, and I enjoyed them so much. But there's one specific boy band that I would listen to nonstop. I even had every single CD that they ever came out, or cassette at the time. I had all their cassettes and I got them on CD. I have them right now in my Wawa, and I'm not going to get them because, you know, I'm lazy right now at the current moment and state. I love them so much. I loved everything about them. Their songs were so freaking amazing. I know that there was a point in time when they came to Puerto Rico, but I couldn't go to their concert, and I was like, oh man, I would really love to go. I even have magazines from them. I still have a couple of things like put away because, you know, those are memorabilia for me. I'm not gonna, you know, just throw them away, but I still have bits and pieces about them like lying around somewhere in a box. But those were ones that I was like really loving and enjoying like so much. I'm gonna have an honorable mention just because I don't know where the heck to put it in the category, but this is something that when I lived in the States, you would have vending machines to take these things out of, and it was something that it was in, you know, you either did this or you didn't do this. You didn't have a life. And that was collecting trading cards. I have this binder which is dedicated to my collecting cards. I have DC and X-Men cards, and this is something that I was really a part of, and something that I would always do. You know, I have so many different trading cards that I really did enjoy them. I even have some that are signed. I have so many from different ones that, you know, this is the fandom that I really did enjoy, and this is something that me and my brother would always do. Like, we would always buy from these vending machines that was just so amazing. We'd buy like 4 or 5 packs, and we would just sit down and put them in these pockets. It was something that, it was a brother sister kind of moment, you know, and it's something that I really loved doing it because it was our time, you know, our time to geek out and to sit down and just enjoy the things that we were doing. So the final one that I'm going to mention is one that I really have a sentimental connection with, and you know, I do have a booktube channel, so I was like, you know what, let me just include it in this video, and that is the Mortal Instruments series. I was a die-hard core fan of this series. I mean, like, I was waiting in line in Borders when these books came out, because it's something that I really did enjoy reading, and City of Bones was the first book that brought me out of my reading slump for such a long time. But you know, it's a fandom that I really did enjoy, something that's a part of me, and it's because I have a sentimental connection with it that I really do enjoy it so much. And so many people can say whatever they want about it, and I don't care, because right now, you know, my mindset is no matter how many times I reread that series, I'm always going to love it because of that sentimental connection that I have with it. Do I find issues with it? Of course I do. Who isn't? But it's something that I really don't care about because of that sentimental connection that I have with it. And it's something that has died down on me so much because I'm not even invested in the TV series. I really didn't enjoy the movie that much. But it's a series that no matter what will always be a part of me. And it's something that I'm always going to say that I really was a die-hard core fan of this, but I'm not anymore. You know, I would defend it with teeth and claw. Like, you have no idea how badly I would defend this series. But those are all my fandoms that I'm no longer in. I really did express or give a lot of me in this video. These are all the fandoms that I was like really heavily invested in and influenced by. But if you want to tell me what are yours, then feel free. We'll chit chat down below. But I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.